Welcome to the first recording of the Rebel Senate. I'm your host, John Solo, and today we're going to be talking about our expectations for the upcoming film, The Last Jedi. As great as a film The Force Awakens was, many still complained about its unoriginality. Something we also noticed while watching it is that it seemed to echo A New Hope in many ways. Like, we get an unlikely hero from a barren desert planet who also escapes on the Millennium Falcon. The main Sith antagonist tries to force information out of people after a quick fight. The guy manning a turret gets a cocky attitude when he boasts about destroying a TIE fighter. The old mentor gets killed on the Death Star, and of course the rebels blow up the Death Star. I do think they did a good job on showing the power struggle in the galaxy, but there is still a 30-year gap since Return of the Jedi, and many questions are still being asked about The Force Awakens that need to be answered. So there are a few things that The Last Jedi needs to get right. Luke's character development. Since Return of the Jedi, our view on Luke and what is to become of the Jedi Order is looking very hopeful. Since the Great Jedi Purge, we would finally get to see the Jedi Order be restored to the galaxy. But since The Force Awakens, that hope has obviously been crushed. Through many interviews, it is said that Luke has taken a much darker turn. And for me, growing up with this character as my hero is a little unsettling to say the least. Who exactly is Snoke? Your Mace Windu with Snoke theories can go burn up in a pit of fire and die. Honestly, these theories are just for fun, but some of them just seem to go too far. The already established fact about Snoke's past is that he's old enough to have seen the Clone Wars. And while yes, it would be cool to see them bring back an old character like Plagueis to be Snoke, we honestly just believe that Snoke's a character never explored before. If Snoke had a hand to play in the galactic affairs that span the last many decades, who knows what powers he may hold? And with the direction it seems to be going, Snoke may be even more powerful than Sidious ever was. So the question is, how much more powerful was he? And how big of a part does he play in the Force itself? The Battle of Crait. There's lots of jokes and even hysteria being made about The Last Jedi that it's just going to be a remake of Empire Strikes Back. We disagree. However, there's one similarity that we can agree upon that thought. Upon seeing the trailer for The Last Jedi, we get a glimpse of speeders racing across a white landscape. Red dirt trails follow behind as if they're skimming across water, approaching a line of guerrilla walkers, or better known as First Order AT-ATs. A red flag already goes off in my head. Oh great, it's a remake of the Battle of Hoth. Speeders against giant walkers on a barren white landscape? However, I always still remain hopeful. The movie isn't yet released, so I'm not going to judge the scene until I see it for myself. I've said a little bit on the matter of our suspicions, but I still want to list a few more as well as the hopes that we do have. In terms of Rey's parents, I don't think they'll get revealed in this episode number. I believe their identities may be a crucial plot point for the film, but if anything, they might just pull another cliffhanger on us, like they did at the end of The Force Awakens. Next time on Star Wars, will Rey finally reunite with her parents? Tune in next time in the year 2019. I'm not expecting this to be a remake of Empire at all, but I am expecting this to be the darkest Star Wars movie made. By all the press, it seems that way, but my only real fear is how dark of a character Luke will become. Luke on the dark side? I don't buy it, but he does seem frightened by Rey for some reason. So, quick interruption before I end this recording. As you can see, there is a small scar under my left eye there. The reason being is I took a break at some point and decided to have a lightsaber duel. And generally when you're fighting with laser swords, someone's bound to get hurt. And that someone was me. Mark Hamill himself created his own backstory for Luke to get the right emotional background. And this is what he said. I wrote lots and lots of scenarios. I made notes that he fell in love with a woman who was a widow and had this young child. He left the Jedi to raise this young child and marry this woman, and the child got hold of a lightsaber and accidentally killed himself. Alright, that pretty much wraps up our expectations for The Last Jedi. I hope you've enjoyed our first recording of the Rebel Senate. If you did, leave a like, let us know in the comments below what you think will happen in The Last Jedi, and we will be sure to respond back. Don't forget to subscribe for more Star Wars content to come, and remember, many Bothans died to bring us this information.